Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Becoming Unstoppable podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, CEO, embodiment strategist, a mentor for soul led entrepreneurs, and your go to guide for building success that feels as good as it looks. Now, today, I want to speak to you about something so simple, but often so overlooked in our businesses: honoring your energy. Because here's the truth: not everyone or everything deserves your time. Not every opportunity is yours to take. And not every request is your responsibility. And the more you honor your energy, the more powerful and profitable you will become. Let's dive in. Now, I love that as I was recording the intro for this episode, a car alarm was going out and it was going, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I think this is a massive awakening for someone. Someone needed to hear this message today. And it is this message around honoring your energy. So let's start with the I can and the illusion of I can. Just because you can do it all doesn't mean you should. Women have been taught that now we have all of this opportunity, we are meant to do it all. But just because you can doesn't always mean that it's going to be good for you. And women in business are often queens of, I've got this. We build the website, we write all the copy, we set up the email automation, we do the admin, we make the graphics on Canva, we respond to every client question personally, and we record the content, edit the podcast, manage the invoices. We literally can do it all these days. And that is just the start. What about outside your business, in the house? Who is doing it all in the household as well as doing it all in your business? And while this may have served you at the beginning, when you were scrapping and starting out, your next level is now asking you for more. But it is not asking you to do more. It's asking you to do what matters. And there's no prize for being the most exhausted business owner on the planet. There is absolutely no praise you are going to get for that. You're not here to be the intern, the assistant, the VA. You're the strategist, the CEO. You're here to lead. You're here to hold the vision. You're here to channel the highest potency and focus actually where it's going to move that needle. So I want you to really ask yourself, where are you choosing that you can do it all energy over, is this aligned for my energy? Because every unnecessary I'll do it moment, you pull out of your CEO seat. Now, I know not every business owner is in a position where they can hire all the staff they need in order to do things. So it's not about going all big bang, getting yourself stressed about how you're going to pay all these wages for everybody to do it all. But it's about allowing in some help, that's going to move you forward. So I'm going to ask you, how much do you use ChatGPT? How much do you use your partner, your husband as support for you in your business? As in, how much do you tell them, I'm going to be working on my business today, so I'm going to need you to do this? How much of that do you actually bring into your life as well? It isn't necessarily about just being able to buy everything in today, but it's about making those power moves that is going to set you up as the CEO. Set up your boundaries. So I remember a story when Denise Duffield Thomas was starting out, and she was obviously running a business from her house. And everybody, her family members would say, well, can you come shopping with me? Can you do this? Can you get that for me? Because you're just working from home. No, I'm not just working from home. I'm running a business. I'm running an empire. That time, that energy should be protected. And you can't do it by saying you can do everything else as well. So allow yourself to reflect on, where have you been trying to do everything rather than really doing the thing that's aligned to your energy, to your business, and to you as the CEO within that. Saying no is your biggest power move ever. And let's really talk about that. Let's talk about something so many women resist: saying no. No is not harsh, it's holy. And I want to hear that again. No is not harsh, it's actually holy. And it's one of the most magnetic moves you can make. But most women I work with are still overcommitting, saying yes to projects they don't even want to do, taking on just one more client who doesn't light them up, jumping on every opportunity out of fear of missing out, being forgotten, or disappointing someone. It's not the way to go. So let's flip this. Every time you say no to something that drains your energy, you're saying yes to something more aligned, more clarity, more magnetism. Here's some really good examples of when no can come in handy. When clients are offering for payment plans that don't feel aligned to you, you are allowed to say no. When you don't feel like offering discovery calls for a low priced offer, you do not have to. You can say no. When you feel like you've been working too much and you want to set some boundaries around your time and space and when people can DM you, you just can say no. And as well, just because a client messages you at a certain time does not mean you need to reply straight away. Allow yourself to have those boundaries and allow yourself to stick to them. Focus on what feels aligned for you and say no to anything that doesn't. Because here's what you need to remember. Your time is not available to everyone. Your time is actually something that runs down. So you need to be precious with where you spend it. And your energy is not a bottomless resource. Honoring your energy is power. And you don't need to prove your worth by constantly being accessible. That doesn't mean that you are a good coach by being on hand all the time. You're allowed to reply to things in your time. You're allowed to set those boundaries around your time. And as well, just because you want to offer coaching doesn't mean you need to be on 24/7. So not everyone needs your time all of the time. Queen energy knows this. A powerful no clears the path for your next soul-aligned hell yes. So remember that. Step into that queen energy. Don't be in that prostitute energy of feeling like you have to overgive, because that's where you start to dip into. Those are powerful archetypes that are often at play for women in business. Your queen energy chooses where she spends her time. She chooses what she gives her energy to. Your prostitute energy feels like she needs to overgive in order to get that love and that honor and that worth back. You don't want to be in the prostitute energy when you're running your business. It's not going to be helpful for you, and it's going to leave you very drained and potentially quite resentful. So give yourself more yeses to what fills you up. Not the conditioned yeses, the aligned ones. You didn't build your business to feel boxed in or obligated. You built your experience to have fun, flow, fire. You wanted to feel fully expressed by having a business. That is why you started this passion project. That is why you got into business in the first place. To feel that fire, to feel that fun, to feel that freedom that you didn't get from your corporate world. So start saying yes to things that light you up, things that you want to create. Post because you think you want to post, not because you think you should post. Make sure you're in alignment to when you are showing up and how you are showing up. Batching can be a perfect thing for this. Batch a load of content when you feel good and schedule it so that you know the times when you're going to have those low weeks where you're not going to feel aligned because you're in that hormonal stage or the moon's doing whatever it's doing. Honor that up front. you're maybe not going to be as present those weeks. So just batch a load of content. You can post them when you want. And then you're not feeling like you should do it, but you've done it in that space of alignment. Collaborate only with people who inspire you, not drain you. Just because someone's a coach or they've reached out to you or you've had those million invites to say this person would be awesome for your podcast, well, the person who's talking about X and you talk about Y might not be great for your podcast. So allow yourself to be discerning. Only collaborate with those who inspire you. Just because they asked doesn't mean you have to say yes. And build offers that genuinely inspire you to deliver them, not the ones you feel like you have to. Us multi-passionate entrepreneurs will have idea after idea after idea. Doesn't mean you have to put them all out there. And if you've moved past the idea and sat on it for too long, the energy might have fizzled out. Just because you started something doesn't mean you have to finish it. You can move on, and you can move on midway through. So please don't feel obligated to your own ideas. That is the worst thing you can do. Release the guilt. We have guilt over everything. Guilt over whether we're resting. Guilt over whether we're charging too much. Your body is your business. So please release the guilt. It is healthy for you and it is business strategy. Do not hold on to things that do not serve you. It is only going to hold you back in the long run. So release any guilt you have to rest in, because your body is key. You should be resting and you shouldn't be holding on to guilt in any form, because this isn't good for your body. It's not good for your business, and it's not going to help your strategy longer term. So remember, saying yes to what fills you up is not selfish. It's a sacred leadership lesson. And it's a sacred leadership ritual, let's be honest. And when you build from that frequency, your audience feels it, your clients feel it, the universe feels it, and it responds, which is even better. Because the highest return always comes from the most aligned energy. You really do want to be in alignment in your business. That is the whole reason why you started it. And energy alignment actually equals income alignment. Let's break this down. If you have energy leaks, they equal money leaks. And when your energy is off, it's off due to certain things. It can be off due to undercharging. It can be off due to you attracting misaligned clients. It can be off when you doubt your voice and when you feel overwhelmed and unclear. But when your energy is clean, clear, in alignment, you attract premium clients without pushing. Your offers sell because they're rooted in truth. Your marketing becomes a transmission, not a task. You don't feel obliged to show up on social media. You don't feel like you have to talk about this thing. It wants to come through you. It is a full body transmission. You stop launching from panic and start selling from that purpose. You don't do things because you think you should. That purpose is allowed to flow through you because your energy is in alignment. You're not then being in your logical mind and trying to scrap and scrape and work things out, because your energy is in that perfect alignment of hell yes, I'm aligned with my purpose. So selling becomes easy. Energy alignment is not a bonus. It is the core strategy of every unstoppable empire. And if you don't begin to adopt it, that's where these energy leaks are really going to creep in. And this is why mentorships are so important for entrepreneurs when they start to build their business, because we build your frequency. We calibrate your inner world so that your business becomes an outer reflection of your higher self. But we don't do that from trying to build an energy or an empire from the shoulds. What we do is tap into who are you when you're in your most alignment? What does that energy look like? And how do we allow that to unfold into the world? Because guess what? The more you honor your energy, the more you make, period. So here's what you want to take away from today. Not everything gets your time. Not everybody gets your energy. And just because you can doesn't mean that you should. So today's podcast episode was really an invitation to lead from that higher standard, to upgrade your boundaries and to trust that your no is holy and your yes is magnetic. So ask yourself these 3 things. Where am I draining myself or things that don't serve my expansion? Second, what needs to be released or delegated? And third, what would it look like to create from a place of power, pleasure, and purpose? Now, that final one's a really key thing to ask yourself. What would it look like to create from a place of power, pleasure, and purpose? This is the only place you should ever be creating from. And have you been lacking that? Have you been trying to do it from logic? Because it never works. This is what honoring your energy looks like. That's what a real CEO embodiment process is. It honors your energy fully, but not only your energy now, your energy of the CEO you are becoming. And stepping into that energy is where the real power lies. And that's how we build that soul-aligned empire that changes lives and feels absolutely amazing. It's stepping into that energy and embodying it. That version of you that's successful doesn't have a boundary slip in. That version of you that's successful says no when she means it and says yes when it's a hell yes. So are you adopting those practices? And if you are, celebrate yourself. Allow yourself to give you a massive pat on the back because that is not easy. You have done some amazing work to get yourself to that point where your boundaries are firm and your yeses are hell yeses. So if you're in that place, well done. If you're not, don't beat yourself up neither. This is not about another should. It's not about another, oh my God, I've been doing something wrong. This is just a slight awakening to allow yourself to see, where has my energy been leaking? Where can I bring it back in? And how can I build my business in the most effective way? So please allow this to be a step into your next level, a step into where your energy and your business and your strategy get aligned. And if you feel like you want more, then go and check out Elevate. It's open now. I'm taking applications for people who really want to build that energetic empire that makes their life, their heart, and their soul sing. So if that's you, then go and have a look. But until next time, honor your yes, protect your energy, and keep being unstoppable. Remember, you've got this. Bye.